You think too much. You analyze everything. You weigh every option, anticipate every problem, and in the end, you don't act. While you're stuck in your head, life keeps moving forward. You spend hours rethinking the past, imagining the future, doubting yourself, and every day you feel the frustration of not moving forward the way you want to. Mental overwork is a trap, a vicious cycle that paralyzes you. You think that if you analyze a little more, you'll finally find the perfect answer. But that answer doesn't exist. The only truth is that while you're hesitating, others are taking action, progressing, and succeeding. Today, I'm going to give you the keys to breaking this cycle, freeing yourself from doubt, and finally acting without fear or hesitation. If you apply what I'm about to tell you, you'll regain control of your mind and move forward with total clarity. So, listen carefully, because this message could change your life. Now, it's up to you to act. Don't let your thoughts control you anymore. Choose an action, even a small one, and take it immediately. Stop waiting for the perfect moment because it doesn't exist. If this message resonated with you, leave a comment with the first thing you're going to stop overanalyzing today. Share this video with someone who needs it. And most importantly, take action now. Why do you think so much? Why is your mind always analyzing, doubting, reviewing the past, and anticipating the future? The truth is, your brain is wired to protect you from danger. For thousands of years, humans have developed a unique ability to foresee threats before they happen. That's what allowed us to survive. But today, in the modern world, this function often works against us. You overthink because you're afraid of making the wrong choice. You want to control everything, anticipate everything. You want to avoid failure, avoid being judged, avoid having regrets. So your mind keeps spinning in circles. You think about all possible scenarios, searching for the best option, the perfect decision. But that perfect decision doesn't exist. And while you're thinking, you're not acting. Look around you. The people who succeed, the ones who move forward, the ones who build incredible things. Do they spend hours doubting before taking action? Number. They make a decision and move forward. They know that mistakes are part of the journey. They know that it's better to try and fail than to stay stuck in their own heads. Overthinking is an illusion of control. You believe that thinking longer will give you better answers, but in reality, it only drains you mentally. The more you think, the more doubts you create, the more stress you feel, and the less capable you become of making a decision. Think about it. How many times have you missed opportunities because you overthought? How many times have you wanted to send a message, start a project, talk to someone, and in the end, you did nothing because your mind drowned you in a flood of unnecessary questions? Overthinking steals your life. Every second spent doubting is a second you could have used to move forward. The truth is, thinking never replaces action. If you want to change, if you want to grow, you must learn to stop overthinking and start acting. And in the next part, I'm going to show you how to break this cycle and finally free yourself from this mental poison. Overthinking doesn't help you. It destroys you. Look at what it does to your life. You're stuck, hesitating, postponing, doubting. You spend so much time in your head that you forget to live. And while you're thinking over and over, others are moving forward. The world isn't waiting for you to be ready. The first consequence of mental overload is analysis paralysis. The more you think, the more scenarios you create in your head, and the more afraid you become of making the wrong choice. The result? You choose nothing. You stay stuck. You let opportunities pass by because you're waiting for a perfect moment that doesn't exist. Then there's stress and anxiety. Overthinking exhausts you. It consumes you. You dwell on past mistakes. You imagine the worst-case scenarios for the future. And all of this creates constant tension. You're never truly at peace. Even when everything is fine, your mind looks for a problem. It creates worry where there should only be action. Even worse, you lose confidence in yourself. By constantly questioning everything, you stop believing in your own ability to make decisions. Every choice becomes a battle. You become a prisoner of your own mind, unable to move forward without doubt. And finally, the biggest consequence of all, you miss out on your life. While you're stuck thinking, time is passing. You dream of achieving things, changing, progressing, but you remain frozen. You watch others succeed, and you wonder why you can't do the same. The answer is simple. They act. You think. But here's the good news. You can break this vicious cycle. There are concrete solutions to get out of your head and finally move forward. In the next part, I'll show you how to stop overthinking for good and take back control of your life. This is where it all begins. It's time to break this vicious cycle. Overthinking brings you nothing but stress, anxiety, and wasted time. The only way out is to take back control of your mind and redirect your energy toward action. The problem is that your brain is always trying to anticipate everything, to fully understand before taking action. It wants guarantees. It wants to avoid failure, but in reality, those guarantees don't exist. Life is uncertain, and trying to control everything before starting is an illusion. The solution is to accept this uncertainty and act despite it. The greatest enemy of mental overload is movement. Every time you hesitate, do something. Move, talk, write, start a task, but don't stay stuck. The more you engage your body and take action, the less space your mind has to overthink. When you feel yourself spiraling into doubt and endless thoughts, the best thing to do is cut it short immediately by taking action. Another powerful way to break this cycle is to learn to live in the present moment. When you overthink, your mind is either stuck in the past or lost in an imaginary future. But reality is now. The only thing that matters is what you're doing at this precise moment. To reconnect with it, focus on your breathing, your physical sensations, your surroundings. Remind yourself that anything that doesn't exist in the present moment has no power over you. Finally, it's essential to understand that action creates clarity. As long as you stay stuck in your head, everything seems blurry, complex, and overwhelming. But the moment you take the first step, everything becomes simpler. Even if you don't know exactly what to do, moving in any direction is always better than standing still. Breaking the cycle of overthinking is about deciding to take back control. It's about refusing to be a prisoner of your doubts and choosing to act, no matter the circumstances. In the next part, you'll discover how to turn this new way of thinking into a lasting way of life. Acting immediately, without hesitation, is the only way to escape the trap of overthinking. Every second you spend thinking about an action is a second that pulls you further away from taking that action. The longer you wait, the more excuses your mind finds, the bigger your fear grows, and the more paralyzed you become. The key is to cut this process short and build the habit of acting right away. As soon as you feel hesitation, as soon as your mind starts analyzing every detail of a situation, force yourself to move. Action breaks doubt in seconds. If you wait until you have all the answers, you'll never do anything. But if you start, even without being fully ready, your brain adapts, and the answers come along the way. Perfectionism is another trap that fuels overthinking. You tell yourself that everything has to be done perfectly, that every detail must be flawless before you begin. But perfection is an illusion. It blocks you, preventing you from making progress. The people who succeed aren't those who do everything perfectly from the start, but those who dare to move forward despite uncertainty, who learn along the way, who correct and improve as they go. Commitment is a powerful lever to avoid falling back into inaction. If you keep your projects and goals to yourself, it's easy to give up. But if you publicly announce what you're going to do, if you make a clear commitment to yourself and to others, you create pressure that pushes you to move forward. A spoken commitment forces you to turn your thoughts into concrete actions. Taking immediate action is a discipline that must be cultivated every day. It's not about motivation, it's a conscious decision. The more you get used to acting quickly, the less space your mind has for doubt and fear. Every time you take the first step without hesitation, you strengthen your self-confidence and reduce your need to overanalyze everything. In the next section, you'll learn how to control your thoughts and channel your mental energy so that it finally works for you, not against you. Your mind is a powerful tool, but if you don't control it, it can become your worst enemy. Overthinking doesn't come out of nowhere. It's a cycle of uncontrolled thoughts looping endlessly, useless scenarios that stop you from moving forward. If you truly want to stop overthinking, you must learn to take back control of what's happening in your head. The first step is becoming aware of your thoughts. Most people let their minds carry them away without even realizing it. As soon as a thought arises, they follow it, amplify it, analyze it from every angle. But you must learn to take a step back. Observe your thoughts instead of being consumed by them. Ask yourself, does this thought help me or hold me back? If it helps, keep it. If it holds you back, let it go. Next, you must filter what you allow into your mind. Your mental space is like a room. The more unnecessary thoughts you let in, the more they take up space. Be mindful of what you listen to, what you watch, and the conversations you have. Distance yourself from negative influences and surround yourself with information and people that nourish your mind in a constructive way. The secret to calming your mind is keeping it occupied with concrete actions. If you stay inactive, your brain will always find a way to fill the void with unnecessary thoughts. Engage in activities that require focus: sports, writing, learning a new skill. The less room you leave for doubt, the more disciplined your mind becomes. Another key element is learning to cut off negative thoughts as soon as they appear. The moment your brain starts replaying a problem or a doubt, interrupt it immediately. Change activities, talk to someone, don't. Give it time to take hold. Controlling your mind doesn't mean stopping your thoughts, it means choosing where you direct your attention. When you master this skill, you take back control of your life. And in the next part, you'll learn how to strengthen this new mindset to eliminate doubt and inaction for good. Doubt is a poison that seeps into your mind and paralyzes you. If you want to stop overthinking and finally move forward, you must destroy it at its source. The key is to strengthen your mindset until hesitation is no longer an option. Self-confidence doesn't come from thinking, it comes from repeated action. Every time you act despite uncertainty, you strengthen your mind. You create a new habit, acting without letting your thoughts control you. It's like training a muscle. The more you practice immediate action, the more your mind adapts to functioning without doubt. Doubt disappears when you prove to yourself that you are capable, not by thinking about it, but by experiencing it. Every small victory counts. Every quick decision, every action taken without hesitation, every moment where you break the cycle of overthinking gives you concrete proof of your ability to move forward. This is how you build unshakable confidence. Another fundamental element is your inner dialogue. If you constantly tell yourself that you're not ready, that you'll fail, that you need more time to think, your brain will believe it and act accordingly. On the other hand, if you train yourself to speak with certainty and strength, you shift your mindset. Replace, "What if I'm wrong?" with, "It doesn't matter, I'll learn as I go." Replace, "I'm not sure," with, "I'll see what happens and adapt." Mental discipline is stronger than motivation. Some days you won't feel like taking action. You've built a strong mindset, you'll do it anyway. Don't seek motivation, condition yourself to act, even when you don't feel like it. Strengthening your mind means choosing to be stronger than your thoughts. It means understanding that action destroys doubt, and that every moment spent overthinking is a moment wasted. In the next part, you'll see how to anchor this new mindset so that it becomes your way of life. Understanding how to stop overthinking is one thing, but applying it daily until it becomes a way of life, that's where the real transformation happens. If you truly want to change, you must integrate this new way of functioning into your daily life until it becomes natural. Everything starts with repetition. Every time you feel the urge to analyze, hesitate, or overthink, you must immediately act in the opposite direction. It's a battle against your old mental programming. Your brain is used to taking its time, doubting, wanting to plan everything in advance. From now on, every hesitation should be a warning signal. Instead of thinking even more, you must immediately move. If you do this again and again, your mind will eventually understand that action is always the answer. Another essential key is your environment. If you're surrounded by people who doubt, hesitate, and always find excuses not to move forward, you will naturally adopt the same behavior. But if you surround yourself with people who take action, who push forward without hesitation, their mindset will become yours. Change your environment if necessary. Distance yourself from influences that feed inaction and get closer to those that push you forward. One of the most powerful ways to anchor this mindset is to make quick decisions and stick to them. Too often, people spend days, weeks, or even months analyzing a simple decision. If you want to break this pattern, train yourself to decide immediately. Set a short deadline for making decisions and respect it. The faster you act, the more you train your brain to function with clarity and efficiency. Finally, remember that this transformation doesn't happen overnight. There will be times when you fall back into old habits, when you feel the urge to overthink. What matters isn't being perfect, but correcting yourself each time and immediately returning to action. When this mindset becomes your new norm, nothing can stop you. You become a person who moves forward, who creates, who builds. You leave doubt and inaction behind and finally start living fully. Everything you've read here is only valuable if you take action. Understanding is not enough. Thinking is not enough. Only movement matters. Every second you spend hesitating is a second wasted. Don't let your mind control your life. From this moment on, commit to acting immediately without waiting to be ready, without seeking perfection. It's by taking the first step, then the next, that you break the cycle of overthinking. The only question that remains is, will you finally take action, or will you keep thinking about it? The decision is yours.